So in this lesson, I'm going to show you how we can create a panel and how we can modify some of the visualizations options which are available in those panels. So first of all, I'm just going to click here again on panel, and then we are going to select add an empty panel. Now once we do that, we come here to edit panel section, and then if you move here on the right hand side, you can see here by default it is showing time series. Now you can change it, and you can change it to any visualization which you want to see. So right now you can see there are so many visualizations which are available. The one which gets selected is time series, but if you want to change it to bar chart, you can do it. If you want to change it to stats, you can do it. You have an option of selecting gauge, bar gauge, table, pie chart, and there are so many others. So this is going to be your first step. So you select the type of visualization which you want, and then you start writing your query. So in this case, we can still stick to time series, and in our upcoming lessons we are going to use some of the other available visualization options as well. Now let's move on and create a simple query. So to show total memory utilization, okay, so what we need to do here is, in the previous session I just put the query here, but if you are not sure of the query, you just remember what is the type of matrix which calculates or gathers this kind of data. In that case, you can click here on matrix browser. If you click here on matrix browser, it is going to show you all the matrix which are available in Prometheus. So you see here all these matrix which you can see here. Now let's say if I'm interested in memory. So in that case, what I can do is I can just start typing memory. For example, let me type here memory, and you can see all the matrix which are related to memory has started showing here. Now let's say if we want to show total memory available, in that case we can scroll down, we can look for the one matrix which we are interested in, or let's say if you want to show swap memory, we have option of those things. And there are so many options which are available. You need to see what fits your need. Now let's say I'm just interested in what is the total bytes of memory which are available. So in that case, I just can click on memory total available. So once we select that, you can see that there are options available here on the right hand side as well. So if you want to apply any filter, you can do that here, but in my case I'm not going to select anything else. So in the resulting selector, you can see the query is going to be node memory mem total bytes, okay, and that is the one which I have pasted here as well. So either you can just copy paste it, or you can select it from the matrix and then just click on use query, and now you can see this is the data which we see. Okay, so it is showing us total memory bytes which are available. Now if I click here on query, I'll have an option of adding another query. Okay, so this query is called query A, which you can see here as well. And there is an option of, if you want to you can expand it or you can collapse it. And now we can focus on query B. Now let's say in query B we want to see how many total bytes of memory which are free right now. So we know the total memory, and we also want to see how many are the ones which are free. So I'm just going to paste the query this time. I'm not going to write, or not going to select from matrix browser. I just put here in node memory mem free bytes, this query here. Okay, so you see this is the total one, and this is the one which is free right now. And also now you can see here, you are able to see all of these values here. Now let's say if I want to now see what is the total memory which are occupied, which is used. So we know how much is total, and we also know how much is free. And if we want to know how much is now used, in that case I can click on query, and then we can copy this total and we can paste it here, and then I can write minus whatever the free memory which is available from this total memory. Okay, so whatever left out is actually going to be the used ones. Okay, so this is how we can write the query, and also we can perform different operations such as subtraction operation, which is being performed here. Okay, so now you can see this query is representing total bytes. However, if you see here in legends, we have an option which is saying node memory mem total bytes. Now let's say if you just want to show here used, you don't want to show anything else. In that case, you can just change it to whatever legend you want to specify here. So I'm just going to say total, and then if I click here, you can see now that has been changed to total, and this one is going to be free bytes. So I'm going to call it free, and now you can see this is changed to free. Okay, and this one is used, so I'm gonna call it used. And now you can see all of this is looking quite beautiful, and that's all in the query. Now let's move towards the right hand side. Now in the right hand side, as I shown you, we have option of panel title, so we can call it memory usage. And then below this we have description, so if you want to give some description you can give it. For example, I'm just going to give it memory usage panel. And then we have transparent background, so you can click here, or you can select, or you can enable transparent background, and then this is how it is going to look like. If I disable it, this is how it looks like. So there is not much difference, slight difference if you just want to enable or disable it. Now panel links and repeat option, we don't need to know for now. We are going to probably see it in our upcoming lessons. Now if you go to tooltip, so what is a tooltip? So if you notice here, if I move my cursor here to these data points, we get this pop-up which is called tooltip. It gives us information about that particular data points. Okay, we can now whichever which depends on whichever type of matrix which I'm clicking on, and the data points which I'm clicking on, it is showing me those information. Now let's see if doesn't matter whichever data point I'm clicking on, I'm interested or I want to see all the three matrix. In that case we can change it from single to all. So in this case, if I select or move my cursor to any of the data points, it is going to show me information for all the matrix. Now you can also hide it. For example, now once I select hidden, and if I move my cursor to any of the data points, it is not going to display me any information. So I always like to keep it to all. Now let's scroll down and see this legend. So in legend we have option of list, table or hidden. So if you select list, your legend is going to be listed like this, as you can see here. Now if I select table, it is going to be shown in a tabular format. So this legend is being shown in a tabular format. So now in some cases you may want to keep it as in a tabular format, or in other cases you might want to just keep it in a list format. So it depends what is the kind of visualization or how you want to see your data. And then we have legend placement, whether you want to see it at the bottom or you want to see it on the right hand side. So if I select right, this legend is going to move to the right hand side. Now in the legend values, it says whether you want to see last value, first value, or if you want to see minimum or maximum value along with the legend. So usually what I do is I move it to bottom. You can see here total free used, and then I also enable minimum and maximum value, and at times I also enable average value. Okay, so in that case it gives you all the information. It gives you information about what is the minimum utilization, what is the maximum utilization in this particular period. Okay, so in last 15 minutes the minimum and maximum utilization is this one. So you can see minimum is little less than maximum. Now if you scroll down, we have graph styles. So you can see lines. If I change it to bar, this is how it is going to look like. If I change it to points, this is how it is going to look like. And also there is option of increasing or decreasing point size, so you can adjust it based on your need. In this case I'm just going to leave it to lines. Now lines can be of different types. So here you can see line interpolation, which is quite straight, or you can have something like this or this one. Now there is not much difference when you see lines are pretty straight here, but let's say if you have some curves, in that case if you change this line interpolation, in that case you can see the significant difference. If you just see this option, we have option of fill opacity. So you can fill opacity, and this is how it is going to look like. Okay, so it is going to fill the area. In some cases I do prefer enabling some sort of opacity, but it really depends on what is the kind of visualization you want. And then we have option of gradient mode. We have line style. So for example, you can see current line is quite solid. If you want to change it to dashed lines, you can do it. You want to change it to dotted lines, you can do that. So these are like giving you that fine-tune option of controlling each and every visualization option which is available here. And then we have axis. Now by default this axis is set to auto, which is going to be on the left hand side. If you want to move it to right hand side, you can select right, and then axis is going to be moving to right hand side. But in most of the cases it is just going to be better to keep it on the left hand side. Now if you want to put some label, you can give some label. So for example, this is in bytes, so we can write bytes here, and then you can see this label is coming here. So now it is quite easy to understand that these values are represented in bytes. Now just scroll down, and then we have option of unit. So right now you can see this is in bytes, and then I can select in the units, I can type bytes, and then I can select data bytes. And then once I do that, you can see now it is showing us all the data in MBs. Okay, so this is quite useful. It is quite useful that all your data is auto handled based on whatever unit you specify. And also in some cases, let's say if you are showing some price value, you might want to change it to price unit. So for example, it might be dollars or some currency. You can do that as well. Okay, so all of those options are available here. Now you may also want to specify min and max value for this. So for example, you may want to start it from 0, and you may want it to go all the way to some max value. So in that case, for example, you can see now minimum value is starting from 0. If you leave it blank, in that case Grafana is going to auto adjust it based on whatever the data which is available. So that's all in standard options. Now we can scroll down and we can see we have option of threshold. So thresholds are I'm just going to show you probably in some other example. For now we can skip it, but threshold is basically just going to give you going to show some sort of line and going to show you what is the threshold. Yeah, let's see it through an example in our upcoming lessons. Now that's all in this lesson, and now we can click on apply, we can save it, and this is how it is going to look like. Now as I told you that a dashboard is only combination of panels, so you can just move this panel and you can adjust it. Okay, you can align it, you can resize, you can play around with these panels. So you can set it based on whatever way you like. And then in order to save this dashboard, we need to click on save dashboard, and then this is going to get saved. By default it is called new dashboard copy. I'm just going to rename it, and I'm going to call it system health report, or just going to call it system health, and then going to click on save in order to save it. Now one more option I just want to show you. So for example, in CPU load right now you can see mode, it is showing as IO wait and also showing mode equal to. Now let's say you don't want this mode equal to be shown here. In that case you can just edit this, and then here in the legend format you need to specify curly braces, and then you need to write mode and then curly braces again. Now you see you are only going to see the value of mode, and that's it. I'm just going to click on apply, going to save it, and that's all in this lesson. See you again in the next lesson.